Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building a Nation with Polonia Warszawa. Today we're going to start on the page of Ernesto Peralta. My man used to play for us, played for a long time at Werder Bremen though. He's been there, only 6 years, but he's racked up an enormous amount of appearances in that time. So let's have a look at his career, shall we? He's worth £57 million, and we have a 50% in Excel fee clause, so if he ever got sold, we'd be getting a shitload of money from that deal, that's for sure. We actually made a loss on his deal, which is a frustrating one, considering that he was pretty decent, really, for us. But I feel like we've got better now. It's just that in that seasons for us, he was pretty damn solid. He forced the move to Werder Bremen. 8.25 million is nothing now, but at the time, that was big money for us. It might have even been our record sale, to be honest. He had one good season in Germany. I mean, he's had quite a few good seasons, particularly this one here, although this season he's actually been pretty damn solid as well. Now, we do have a youth intake, but we'll talk about that in between episodes, in between games after the Arsenal game. So let's get into some games off camera. First up, we continued the domestic clean sheet dominance and the scoring with a 4-0 victory over Piast. Hat-trick for Blaise Lisic, 1 for Rodrigo Montañez, and Lisic missed a penalty. Could have had even more goals in this game. What a lad. Then it was a cushy 3-0 victory over Łódź. Blaise Lisic, Almeida, and Vicente with the goals. Followed up by a 3-0 victory where Legia, Pereira, Lisic, and Firmino this time with a penalty. Had to play on the wing at this one because we were lacking players. And lastly, a fairly strong side actually played out a 4-0 victory over Motor, Lamas for Posse, and 2 for Vicente, really starting to pull back the goals this time. And that leaves the league looking like this. We're miles clear at the top of the league, as you would imagine. The goal difference is absurd. Lisic's got 19 goals in the league now, Pereira up on 13. Selmani, though, with 12 assists for Lechia and 9 Man of the Match awards. I mean, that is probably potentially going to set a new record in here too. And as you can see as well, the gap between 6th and 7th, now 14 points. And I actually suspect that it might go to plus more than 20 once we get into the championship group, because whoever of those other teams get in, the 6th and 7th, I think they're going, 7th and 8th, I think they're just going to get battered every single week in the championship group. And the gap will only grow even more. But it's interesting though. And on the topic of Blaise Lisic, he is now our record league goal scorer with 85 goals in the league, beating out Zvigawa. So it's taken him a little while, but he is there now. But now it's Arsenal. Now, we could still muck this up. Like, we haven't actually mucked up from this position, I don't think. Although the Real Madrid one a few years ago was basically this. So who went through? City went through, Dortmund went through, Milan went through, as did Barca, fairly comfortably for the most part. It would seem. Bayern and Inter, that could go either way. Lyon look pretty much out, but they do have 2 away goals. Monaco and Chelsea very much on the line. Jeffrey is doubtful, so that could help us, I guess. But unfortunately, Grosito is out with a sports hernia, so we will be missing him, which is not good. Not playing that system today. I was thinking about the idea of trying out what we did that turned things around against Arsenal from the beginning, but I often find when we do that, it doesn't seem to work that well. So, like, we tried this a few years ago, I think, and I just don't think it works. We need to have that, when the game calls for it, that switch seems to make a little difference, but when you just try and force that from the beginning, it just doesn't seem to make that much difference. So I think we're just going to go out and do what we did before, and if things start to turn sour, then maybe we can try to do that, but we should be okay. So, Pereira, Lisic, Vicente, I think I'd rather have Carroll in there than Vicente. For Posse, Orozco is going to have to play because of the lack of Gorosito. Coronel is not coming anywhere near this team because Montañez is my boy. We've got Albarracin, Freitas, Almeida, Maka, because obviously Chabal's come back, but he is still returning to fitness, and Iglesias. On the bench, we're going to go with Pimentinha, the Lama, Vicente, Firmino, Veras, Marlon, and Ushakov. Ushakov, don't know why I struggled with that. Just occurred to me, we've got Regen Sunday too. We'll do that in between. Okay, so it looks very similar to what they did last time, so that's fine. I think the main plan is just to try to keep things tight. We've got a 3-goal lead to hang on to. Like, it would be, if it was only 1 away goal they had, I would be tempted to just go and throw everything at them to try and level things up, but 2 might be a bit of a push. And I don't want to end up conceding 4 or 5 in so doing. Also, apologies for my voice. I've got a very blocked up nose at the moment, so I might sound a little bit like, well, like this. Uh-oh, Roger. Like, don't concede the early goal is the key thing. Oh my god! 26 seconds into the match. What is this? We've got enough players on the edge of the box to not have this goal conceded. Look at this. Oh my god. Some of the goals we're conceding are really starting to piss me off. We couldn't have really, like, had a worse start. I mean, we've actually been pretty comfortable since then, as it happens, but... Oh! Of course we've hit the woodwork again. We hit the woodwork so much, it's unbelievable. But that's been their only shot of the first 22 minutes of this match, amazingly, and it's saved again by Parakambi. We're starting to just turn the screw a little bit now. Well, so little has happened in this first half. There's been like 2 highlights. Arsenal's goal and that bit with the woodwork was hit. Oh my god. Lammers, saved by Iglesias. Arsenal do get another shot. They're mostly shooting from range. We're not really doing anything either. We're just sort of sitting in this. The players don't really look up for it at the moment, and 1-0 is fine, as long as they don't look like they're going to score more, but I am concerned. And this is why I do think maybe switching over to what we did in the last match could work better. Like, we don't need to, but I am a bit concerned about us sort of, yeah. My concern is that they might grow in the second half, and if we could just peg them back with a goal, it could really sort of take all the sting out of their tail, so to speak, you know? grab a goal back, make it 1-1 on the night, and then it really does make it a difficult task for him. Look at this. This is what I want. Almeida picking out for Posse here so we can get straight at their defence and not have to worry. Pereira, he's got to find Lisik. Can he dig one out? No, that was always going to be difficult for him, to be fair. Carroll can turn. He's got to charge into the gap and find Pereira. He has found Pereira. Lovely work, and again it's saved. The amount of chances we have over these games, and they're just getting saved all of a sudden. Lisik, ball in, headed away. Uh-oh, Roger's ball, need a big defensive header, and cleared away. They've hit the woodwork too. Lisik, we don't need to push particularly, so that's fine. Oh, God, it's nearly in. Mancini's nearly put it in his own net there. We've actually done a pretty excellent job at strangling this game. There's been so few highlights to speak of. We've probably still been slightly the better side. So that would explain why we're going to lose probably. Vicente! What a save by Paracambi again. I mean, we're not safe yet, but we are in a very good position. The better side on the night so far. Only 1 goal down somehow. Freitas clears it. Roscoe's run away from the ball there for some reason. Juanma. Roger, good block. Here we go. Breakaway for Lisik. Can he find a ball over the top maybe? He's gone long. That was always going to struggle there. Wasn't the best ball. Juanma. Watch for those balls into the channel. Oh, well done. Kelvin for Posse. He's found Lisik. Can we at least get a late equaliser? He's got to whip one across. Goes for Posse. Yes, there we go. And that should wrap things up here in this tie. I still don't know how we're not going to win this match. The amount of games that we've played in the 2 Dortmund games and now this are games that I feel like we should have won and somehow we haven't. Lisik's ball across gets missed by all the defenders. Composure from Posse is paramount there. Smashes in his 10th of the year and another assist for Lisik. What a man. Like, we've been vastly the better team once we sort of switched over and put them in their place, but somehow still not going to win this game, I don't think. Maybe there's a late goal in it for us, I don't know. Macca's not been good. That's the one downside to today. I think he made the mistake for their first goal. Pereira into the channel. Should be won by Freitas. Isn't. Oh my God, are you serious? The headed assist. Looks like we are going through now. I mean, they need 3 goals now in stoppage time. Not going to happen. But again, it's just another one of these matches that I feel like we should be winning and somehow we just end up not winning. Hopefully we can get that out of our system before the latter stages of this competition. Thankfully, we turned it around in that first leg because, again, I think we were the better side on the night, but that's just how it is sometimes. Kelvin for Posse did really well to dig it out. That first goal really bugged me. We meant some penalties in the other game, and Chelsea came through pretty comfortably in the end. So we are through. That's the main thing. Draw coming up, youth intake, all sorts of stuff, and also Regen Sunday too. Okay, Champions League draw. So we've got Chelsea, Barca, Man City, Dortmund, Inter Milan, and RB Leipzig. Anybody but Chelsea, really, I suppose. Actually, I don't really care. We're going to have to play someone, aren't we? And we got Leipzig. Okay, we've beaten Leipzig before. However, just a quick note, they are the reigning champions, so this is not going to be an easy tie by any stretch of the imagination. But we've beaten them comfortably in the past, if I remember. Youth intake. You should be seeing it on your screen now, and you can sort of understand why I wasn't particularly excited for it. We've kind of struggled a bit lately, and I think it's because really our squad is so good that it's going to be difficult to see any amazing players coming through. We are still going to keep an eye on some of these guys, but I think we've had a bit of our luck earlier in the save, and we seem to be paying for that now with the RNG gods. But now it's time for Regen Sunday, doing it in the middle of the episode because reasons, and mainly because I forgot at the start of the video. So we're going to get to it now. If you want to participate, head over to the Discord. The link is in the description. Drop your regens in the chat, and I will try to pick the best ones. I mainly focused on funny names this week. I know I say that a lot, but I might next time focus on just outright quality players. But I do love a funny name. First up, actually, though, is an excellent player in Alan Puya, a Romanian winger who the guy actually converted into a wingback, which I think is pretty dope, and he looks like a godly player. Next up, we've got Julian Anders. Again, actually a really decent player again, but mainly because he's also 5'2". Jumping reach of 3 still seems a little bit high. When he could be in the defender's pocket, it's quite literal. He's like a borrow. Then we've got Ruslan Mehmedeliev. I don't actually know. There's an awful lot of umlauts going on in that name. I'm not used to seeing umlauts in Russian names before, unless he's from like the Finnish border, maybe? I don't know. Someone said it might be from Dagestan, and it's just because of the way that it interprets the Cyrillic, so I don't know. It's weird to see that many umlauts, though. Next up, Berkwank. I mean, just best Swedish name I've ever seen. Then we've got Gazim Pepsi. I do wonder what would happen if a real player had the name Pepsi. I assume players probably do, otherwise he wouldn't be able to have that name. But if they played for a big club, like, that's... Pepsi, I'm sure, would be interested. Then... probably my favourite regen name, and we've checked to see this one is a legitimate one. It's Low Wee Wee. I just... oh dear. He can hold it for days, lads. Then John Smith. Fair enough. No, he's Mexican, so presumably that's Juan Smith. But I don't know, it's almost like he got to Australia and they said, what's your name? And he was trying to seem a bit more, I don't know, a bit Western, so he went, John Smith. And then Finn Egg. Finn Egg. Glorious. And last but not least, it's Hassan. Great name, obviously, but also he's Djiboutian. Somebody called Cutsy. And that means that if he's playing for your club, you might get the fabled my favourite news article of all time, you'd see Hassan called up for Djibouti duty. Best thing. Whew. So that was Regen Sunday. If you want to participate next week, I don't know when that would be actually because of things with Huesca and that, so we'll see. I'll still be doing it, of course. But yeah, drop those in there as well. Right, it's Zag today. This should be fun because the league is, again, getting even more stretched between those sort of teams, basically, because they just keep on winning. Back to that. Some players might need a little bit of a rest, so I'm going to just do a quick pick and let it pick who it kind of wants. Surely Maka is better than... Shabal just isn't ready yet. I'll bring Francisco in as well instead of Idshak. Francisco's actually having a really solid season for me. Okay, on the bench we're going to go with Salami. I'm going to call him that from now on because how could I not? The Llama, Karol, Firmino, Shabal, Marlon and Ushakov. Credit to Zag for actually going with a bit more of an attacking system, in fairness to him. The tie with RB Leipzig is right towards the end of the championship group. We've got the final game, which is against Lechia. Sorry, you know what I mean? The end of the normal season, right in between there, basically. So we will be resting players for that. You can bet your ass on that. I think we'll be all right against Leipzig, but I'm just waiting for a tie for us to happen where we just play well and get what we deserve in the games. Like against Arsenal, we finally did in that first leg, but I feel like we were great in the second leg too. It's just frustrating, you know? Orozco. Around the post. It feels like despite all the quality we've put forward and the good performances, we've been on the edge of going out and losing games way too frequent. Well cut out by Abracine. That's actually poor from him though, because they keep heading the ball for no reason. For Posse brings it down. Now he can drive at the defenders. Vicente. In case anyone wondered what happened to Lech, they got drawn against Manchester United in their first round. And Almeida's, that's surely offside. They got drawn against Manchester United in the first knockout round of the Europa League, because of course they did. Every time one of our teams does really well in the Europa League groups, they always get drawn against a big team from the Champions League knockouts. And then every time somehow we do well in we get to the third place in the Champions League groups, we always get drawn against a massive European team in the first round of the knockouts from the Europa League. They can never catch any luck there. Driving forward again, finds Pereira. Oh, he scored. And Lisik has got another assist. 22 goals for the season for Ibrahima Pereira. I really can't remember what's the goal-scoring record in one season for us. I know Pereira set it. I think it might be 31 or 32. Lisik, I think, will probably beat it comfortably, and he might be able to get towards 40 this year. But I think he's got comfortable 25 assists in all competitions on the cards as well. As a sensational finish from Pereira as well, by the way. Lisik's cross. Oh, what a goal! Gibran Almeida makes it 2-0, but it's the fact that Blaise Lisik has got another assist. He just loves them. He's obviously seen the fact that the guy from Lechia has been starting to rack them up a little bit, so he's figured, it's my turn. What a ball that is, and Almeida with a wonderful header. It's 2-0. More of the same in the second half, please. Maybe grab a couple more goals if you feel like it. Ah, what a ball for Lisik. Can he find another glorious ball? And he does, and it's Pereira this time with another one, and Lisik grabs his third assist of the night. I think that's multiple times this year that Blaise Lisik has scored a hat-trick of assists. But it's all about this ball from Jose Francisco. He picks these out way more than you'd expect him to. The first touch from Lisik is phenomenal to create that space, whips it across, and there's Pereira getting in there with another header. It's his 23rd of the season. He's chasing after Lisik, but he's going to get nowhere near him. Cars. Oh, Vicente's won it. Might be able to catch himself, and Lisik's got there, and what a touch that is. Pereira, oh. Usually when Lisik has games like this, he always adds a goal late on, just to sort of crown off the performance. For Posse into space here. Can he find Lisik? They're allowing him through. It's Maka now. Can he get the first time ball in? He does. Lisik's header, and it's in the back of the net, because it's always the time for Blaise Lisik. 31 goals this year for Lisik. I mean, if he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or next year as well, I don't know what to do, really. He is just a star. Maka here as well. Wonderful ball in again. He's got so many assists this year. Lisik just rises highest. Schaefer can't keep it out, and it is 4-0, and Lisik's done everything tonight. And that will do it. A 4-0 victory in the end. Blaise Lisik, I think, wins man of the match. Yeah, 3 assists and a goal on the night. He does love capping things off with a late goal, just to sort of crown the performance off perfectly. And what a season he's had. Like, I know I keep jabbering on about him, but he's got 31 goals and 21 assists in 31 appearances this year. It is astonishing. And he's just getting... I mean, the thing is, his attributes aren't even really going up that much anymore, because he's kind of there, but he's just able to keep flexing in this league. 5 goals and 5 assists in the Champions League as well, and 3 man of the match awards there. He's just been everywhere this season, and I love it. I just think he's having the season of his life. I don't know how he can get much better than this, and I think he's definitely going to break all sorts of records for us this year. So, next episode, well, you know what's coming. It's a double header against RB Leipzig. That's going to be a tough one, considering they are the reigning champions. But we're just going to have to do our best against them and hope that someone like Lisik can come up and we can finally string together a pair of performances and goal-scoring attributes that kind of deserve what we've got so far. And maybe we've just rode our luck from all the nonsense and are actually just going to start to really flex on some teams now. I'm just waiting for it to kick in. I'm worried. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have, sort of stumbled through the Champions League a little bit, but we really are rocking in the league now. Drop a like, that'd be gorgeous. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, that'd be awesome as well. And I'll join you guys in the next episode for the quarterfinals against RB Leipzig. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.